Most of the discussions surrounding Armored Core 6 tend to be about its limitless customization, intense and fast-paced combat, or its actually good story full of memorable characters.
I won't miss.
One area I don't see mentioned often, as I'm sure you will tell by the title of the video, would be the overall sound design. In a way, I get it. You're not gonna stop and focus on listening to the sound effects as you are getting destroyed. But at the same time, I really think that all the work behind these sound effects doesn't get enough appreciation. You know how some game mechanics have a lore explanation behind them? A good example for this would be the way Estus works in Dark Souls. Whenever you rest at bonfires, it magically fills up. Do you know why? It's because Estus is essentially bottled fire. In the Dark Souls universe, you're an undead. The warmth heals you. And so when you sit down at a bonfire to rest, you put some of that fire into your little container, into your flask, that you will eventually consume later when you need it. Armored Core 6 on the other hand, has a lore explanation for some of its sound effects. Early on in the game you meet Air, someone who ends up being a close ally.
Commence mission.
She is a coral being. At this point, all you know about coral is that the corporations are fighting over it, and it's basically gasoline. As the story goes on, you find out, thanks to Air, that coral is something that's alive and self-conscious. Why is all this relevant? Because there are weapons that use coral as ammunition. The charge shot of the coral rifle is basically just a bunch of human screams. Even your assault armored sound effects are different if you use a coral-based generator, as opposed to the other types. You are essentially murdering not only ACs, but also the tiny little creatures inside your equipment. Mind you, it doesn't just stop here either. While your other weapons may not have any special lore behind their sound effects, they still offer such an amazing listening experience that I often turn the music down just to hear my weapons better. Part of me really wishes that Armored Core 6 got more nominations at the Game Awards, especially for sound design. I know this sounds kind of whiny, but at the end of the day, I think that these things do matter, especially for the studios involved. More awards would mean more publicity. More publicity means more sales. More sales means more money. And more money means more funding for future projects. Still, Armored Core 6 sold about 3 million copies by now, which does make me very hopeful that we will one day see DLC, or even a 7th entry in the series. Until that day comes, I will be waiting for the Shadow of the Earth tree. Anyway, I love Armored Core 6, the coral rifle goes. And I will see you guys again, some other time. Take care everybody.